We are the guardians of our people, the stalwart sentinels against chaos and ruin. The weight of justice and order is our cross to bear and our highest honor. While we draw breath, we shall never surrender to calamity and fear. When the weak cry out for salvation, we stand resolute, unwavering, and immortal. Warfare by its nature breeds chaos. Wherever it is waged, destruction and calamity follow. In Heathmoore, a land where war is never ceasing and always present, only one faction rises above this chaos, embracing order, duty, and valor above all other virtues. They are the bulwark against the calamity and the bastion of law and justice to the innocent. They are the Knight Legions, and they defend the realm of Ashfeld from all invaders. This is no small feat, as Ashfeld is easily the most fertile land in Heathmoore, and it is the aspiration of all the other factions to stake claim to them. But the Knights of Ashfeld have been forged specifically for the task of defending their homes and people. Over 1,000 years ago, when the cataclysm struck the world and laid waste to the Knights' lands, the people of Ashfeld were scattered, divided, and left with little hope. However, little hope is still not nothing, and from the ashes of tragedy and despair, the Knights of Ashfeld rose once more in defiance of the chaos and turmoil, rallying, bringing their lands back under their stalwart banners. To this day, the Knights still hold fast to their old legends and stories from the dark days of the cataclysm as a reminder of what it is they fight for and against. Determined to never again let their people suffer and be left without hope, they will bring law and order to these lands, and with the arrival of foreign invaders like the Vikings, the Samurai, and the Wulin, their purpose is more clear than ever. These threats will not go unchallenged. Though they may seem unified, the Knights are a collective of various legions and orders, formed around certain areas and feudal terrains of Ashfeld, with the most powerful and prominent being the Iron Legion. They are governed by circles of elders and bound by different oaths and customs, but still share the same purpose, the defense and reclaiming of Heathmoore. This land is theirs by right, as it was their ancestors who laid the framework for it, and it is their duty to protect it. To accomplish this, the Knights have rebuilt upon the ruins of the old empire that once stood in Heathmoore, believed to have been left for them by their ancestors, a people of great knowledge and strength long lost. In the skeletal framework of this empire, the Knights have constructed new fortresses, new engines of war, and the finest of weapons and armor. And yet, despite all their ancestors may have left, the Knights lack the knowledge now on how they were built, or how to recreate them, or expand upon them. For truly, some things that were lost will forever remain so. Like all warriors, the Knights know that death is inescapable and must be confronted. But to them, death is not something to fear. Rather, failure is far worse than death. Failure to uphold their oaths in the defense of their people. As such, Knights will gladly sacrifice their lives in the defense of others, for it is believed that those who die on behalf of others, or in service to their people, are honored greatest above all. There is no higher honor than self-sacrifice, and it is this unwavering devotion to their duty and people that gives the Knights their strength and valor. When Knights go to war, they bring with them the peak of technological might, the most impenetrable armor, and the most devastating of weapons. Though the Knights may not have the same masterful discipline like the Samurai or the fearless savagery of the Vikings, they compensate with the most powerful of weapons and armor and the most unbending of wills. A crusading legion of Knights can march through volleys of arrows and lay siege to even the most immovable fortresses. Their way of war is built upon overwhelming strength of arms and armor, combined with zealous adherence to their oaths of law, order, and justice. They do not seek war for the sake of it, but because war must be waged to punish evil, expel threats, and maintain the order necessary to preserve true and lasting prosperity. The Knights are a civilization carved by more than mere bloodlust, which separates them from the common savage. This is what makes them true champions of valor and bulwarks against disorder. All the factions claim to fight for honor, and for the Knights, honor and duty are one and the same. to live and die for the people, to fight and kill for the sake of justice. Oaths that are made are not easily broken, and a promise made is a binding word. All Knight Legions swear oaths to Ashfeld and to her people. Thus, so long as Ashfeld endures, so too will the Knight Legions who defend her. All the factions of Heathmoore know the power of the Knights of Ashfeld and the raw strength they wield in the name of justice, law, and order. All sinners and invaders be warned. Death comes for you, clad in the armor of knights.